So, Can't Hardly Wait is the film that I want to critique right now. It came out in 1998, and I still think that lots of teenagers and young adults to this day would really like the film, especially if they haven't seen it. They're really in for a good treat. So when when I was going to initially review this, it was back at the end of June because this is a graduating film, but I've forgotten to talk about it and review it. So I'm doing it right now for back to school instead. Whatever, go figure. So, yeah, what's good about Can't Hardly Wait is that, yes, it is a party film, okay, but it's not a teenage sex comedy. It's rated PG-13, which is crazy. This was the year before American Pie came and decided to really push the boundaries and really set the golden standard for sex comedies and teenage sex comedies in specific. But yeah, I've always said that a movie does not need to be rated R to be good. What you need is just really good writing, really good acting. That's essentially it. And a really good filmmaking, just because you don't want really, really crappy effects and stuff. But in the case of Can't Hardly Wait, yeah, it didn't need to be R-rated. There did not need to be lots of T&A. There did not need to be lots of swearing for it to be compelling and enjoyable. And I was actually really surprised at that because usually with the different things, like if the rating is up, like especially if it's rated R, at least then you can you have more freedom to do things. You're not restricted to not going all the way with certain things. So I think that the people that were creating Can't Hardly Wait knew all that. And that's why you can tell that they really tried a lot harder to make the movie even better than it actually really deserved to be. So, yeah, the movie stars Ethan Embry, Jennifer Love Hewitt, Lauren Ambrose, Seth Green, Charlie Korsmo before his acting retirement. And there's a lot of these different cliques. Some of them are stereotypical, some of them aren't. But yeah, seeing these likable teens. So some of the teens aren't all that likable, but they get a comeuppance, I promise. It is cool seeing them all interact, and the party that they happen to be at, it's just at one of their friends' houses. There's just tons and tons of people there. It does look like one of those parties that a lot of people did all the time when they were back in high school. Personally, with me, wasn't really all for that kind of stuff. Did just a couple of my later years, but yeah, I was always more of one of those guys that preferred the small, intimate gatherings of just a couple of people. That was just me, but yeah, in Can't Hardly Wait, it looks more enjoyable than how things can end up turning out. And, because we get to know a lot of these characters so well and really sympathize with what's happening, it just makes the time at the party more enjoyable and more heartfelt. And I really like that about this. It's not just these major stereotypes of other people in such majorly predictable circumstances. Okay, sometimes there are some predictable bits, but we don't feel very let down and underwhelmed every time the littlest bit of predictability ends up happening. There's not so much predictability that we get bored by it. Happens only every now and again. But still, as I said, it really doesn't have big negative effects on us. So that's really good. Yeah, this is one of those films that it doesn't really capture at the ending of high school really, really well, especially because the movie came out in the late 90s. Of course, 90s kids and 90s teens are going to feel the most related in terms of like its target audience. But even if you are like Gen Z, even then I think that you'll have a good time with Can't Hardly Wait. So yeah, I do feel like giving Can't Hardly Wait from 1998 3 stars out of 4. Really liked it.